Hey Vineyard Kids! We are so excited to worship with you today. We're going to do a song that I'm pretty sure you know, but we do have a new part for you. And so I'm going to teach it to you, and I want you to sing it every single time we do. Do you think you can do that, Linnea?
I think so.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm
not
ready.
sure if you can.
But I need your help.
Okay, well, let's do it.
All right.
Here's how it goes. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Sing it out. Sounds good. I wanna scream it out from every mountain top. Your goodness knows no bounds. Your goodness never stops. Your mercy follows me. Your kindness fills my life. Your love amazes me. Sing it out. And I sing because you are good, and I dance because you are good, and I shout because you are good. You are good to me, to me, to me. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Nothing and no one comes anywhere close to you. The earth and oceans deep only reflects this truth. And in my darkest nights, you shine as bright as day. Your love amazes me. And I sing because you are good, and I dance because you are good, and I shout because you are good. You are good to me, to me. And I sing because you are good, and I dance because you are good, and I shout because you are good. You are good to me, to me, to me. Ba-da-da, 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 yeah. With the cry of praise, my heart will proclaim that you are good, that you are good. And in the sun or rain, my life celebrates that you are good, that you are good. And with the cry of praise, my heart will proclaim that you are good, that you are good. In the sun and in the sun or rain, my life celebrates that you are good, that you are good. You know. And I sing because you are good, and I dance because you are good, and I shout because you are good. You are good to me, and I sing because you are good, and I dance because you are good, and I shout because you are good. You are good to me, to me, to me. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Woohoo! Thanks for worshiping with us. Bye.
Hey Vineyard Kids! I'm Steph. And I'm Becca. And we're so glad you guys are joining us again today. We are once again talking about how we humans are God's favorite thing that He made, and we are all made in the image of God. And today we're going to talk about specifically what it looks like when there's people that we don't like, there's people that maybe the people around us don't like, and sometimes we even realize that maybe our brother and sisters drive us nuts. Maybe we've been bullied, right? And so there's people in our lives that we don't like, and so maybe sometimes we even try to avoid hanging out with those people, right?
Yeah.
When they frustrate us or when they're mean to us, we say, forget them, and we walk away, and it's not bad to walk away. But Jesus shows us that loving people, that loving our neighbor, loving others as we love ourselves, looks a little bit different than we think. So we're going to talk about that in our story today. So let's check it out together. It was a super hot day. Jesus had been traveling, and he traveled through a region of Samaria to rest.
Wait, did you stop? I don't have a question.
That's true. You don't have a question. I actually interrupted myself
Oh.
this time, right? So we're already into the story, but we need to set some context for what's going on. So Jesus is entering into a part of a region called Samaria. This is a big deal because Jesus is also a Jew, and Jews and Samaritans do not get along at all. So actually what Jews would normally do is they would go out of their way to go around Samaria to avoid it at all costs. So the fact that Jesus was going straight through Samaria was a really big deal, and we'll find out why in a little bit. Under the hot sun, Jesus sat by a well. Have you ever sat outside on a super hot sunny day? Then you know how Jesus was feeling. Jesus, tired from his journey, sat down by the well. He was thirsty and hoping someone could help him get a drink. A woman from Samaria came to the well to draw water. Jesus asked her for a drink. The woman was too shocked to give him water because Jesus was Jewish, and Jewish people did not talk to or hang out with Samaritans. Jesus said, "It's okay. If you really knew who I am, you would be asking me for water." "What?" she said. "You don't even have a bucket. How could you get me water?" "Maybe you can hang down into the well by your feet and get water by the handful?" Jesus could see she was confused. Jesus said, "Everyone who drinks water from this well will be thirsty again. But I have come to share a living water that will satisfy your thirst forever." Living water? On a hot day like this? It sounds too good to be true. She said, "Okay, please give me this living water so I won't be thirsty anymore." He said to her, "Go call your husband and come back." I don't have a husband," she said. Jesus replied, "You're right, and when you say you have no husband, the fact is you have had 5 husbands, and the man you are with now is not your husband. What you've said is true."
Hold on. Whoa. 5 husbands? That sounds exhausting.
100%. I don't know about you, but just having one is kind of a lot, right? She had 5 husbands, and she was hanging out with someone, like dating, who she wasn't yet married to. That's another really big deal. Particularly at that time in the world, people were not a fan of her and of what she was doing. And so she would have been kind of an outcast. People would have avoided her because of these choices that she had made. So again, it was a really big deal. Jesus talking to her, like I said, she was even shocked that Jesus would talk to her. Jesus is showing us that every single person deserves respect and dignity. And so he's showing that to us with this Samaritan woman. Then Jesus said something else she wasn't expecting. "It's not just water you're looking for. I know you are lonely and thirsty for friendship." She had never told anyone about her loneliness. How did this man know this? He seemed to be smart, so she asked him a question that was on her mind. "Sir, Samaritans worship on a mountain. Jewish people say we should worship in a temple. Which one's the right answer?" Jesus said, "That's in the past. Soon true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth, anytime, anywhere." She responded, "I know Christ the Messiah is coming soon. I'm sure he'll explain the rules to us when he gets here." "Dear woman," Jesus said, "I am the Messiah."
Messiah? Is that how you say it? What does that even mean?
Messiah, that's a really good question. So Messiah means leader, chosen one, anointed. The reason that it was a big deal, she knew exactly what it meant when Jesus said, "I am the Messiah." Everyone knew that a Messiah was coming one day, and we know that Jesus came to save the world. And so she was getting to see the Messiah. She was getting to see God's rescue plan firsthand. Again, that was a really big deal. Jesus didn't do that with very many people in the Bible. He chose this woman who made a lot of bad choices to tell her, "I am who you're waiting for." Again, Jesus is showing us that sometimes we think we need to talk to the really important people and tell them what's going on. That's who Jesus didn't pick to hang out with. He picks normal people, messed up people like all of us. That's who Jesus chooses to hang out with. The woman could not believe her eyes. The same man who asked her for water, knew everything about her, and told her she could worship anywhere, was also the Messiah. She was so excited to tell everyone that she had met Jesus and that she had left her water jar behind at the well. Because of the woman's story, the Samaritans asked Jesus to stay with them, and so Jesus stayed for 2 more days sharing his good news with them.
Wow, that's so crazy. I mean, like, Jesus loved somebody and he, like, cared for her.
and spent time with her even though nobody really wanted to. Like, she probably got picked on a lot.
Exactly. That's exactly what's important to talk about in this story, and it's what we're talking about this week, that there's literally no one Jesus won't hang out with. Again, for us, sometimes people are mean to us. Sometimes they make bad choices. Sometimes we make bad choices and are mean to other people. And even if you notice, so she had made a bunch of bad choices, but what she really was feeling inside was lonely. And Jesus knew that because Jesus knows everything. He knows everything about us, and he knew what she really needed was a friend. So, I want to challenge all of us. Maybe there's someone that we know that needs a friend. Maybe we need a friend. Or maybe there's someone that God might want to put on our heart or bring to mind that needs to hear something nice said about them, right? So friends, as we finish today, when we pray in just a second, that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a couple seconds of silence, and that's just going to be us waiting to see, because a lot of times that's when God will speak. We know prayer is two things. It's both talking and listening to God. So we're going to practice the listening part after we say our Bible verse.
Right.
Do you remember what it is?
Yes.
Do you want to start it?
Psalm 139.
139.
14.
14.
See, I remembered.
No, I was just trying to do your actions too, like you were
I
doing.
praise you,
I praise you,
for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
I don't know
Is
how
that
to
good?
do fearfully and wonderfully. It just
I like it. Should we pray?
We should pray.
All
And
right.
don't forget to do your pause.
Don't forget the pause. Yeah, so God, we thank you that you show us that life looks really, really different than what we expect. A lot of times when we're hurt, we just want to run away from the people that have hurt us. If we've been bullied, if people have said something unkind. And God, we know that we're not supposed to be around people that are unkind to us. And also, we know that you give us everything we need to forgive people when they're mean to us. And you can even show us when you're asking us to do something really, really brave and talk to someone who maybe has hurt our feelings. Or to go up and be a friend for someone that we know really, really needs a friend. So God, right now we want to practice listening to you, and we just want to be quiet for a couple seconds and see, is there anyone that you are asking us to be friends with? Is there anyone that needs to hear something kind said to them? We invite you to speak to us right now. So God, we thank you again, because we know every good thing we have is a gift from you, and we thank you that you are the Messiah. We thank you that you are God's rescue plan, and that you came to save us from every bad thing we've ever done or ever will do. Amen. Hey, Steph.
Yeah.
While we were just waiting on God right now, he reminded me of something.
What?
So, I feel like I needed to say I'm sorry, because when I was mad at you earlier, I called you a dum-dum, and that was really mean.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
mean. Well, it's okay. I have a surprise for you. Come on. That's what you get for calling me a dum-dum.
Hey, Vineyard kids! We're gonna worship. Why don't you join us? I worship you as I shake my shaker. I worship you as I stomp my feet. I worship you as I wave my streamers. I worship you as I lift my hands. And I worship you. And I worship you. Should we go a bit faster? Yeah, I think so. Are you ready for it? I'm ready. Okay. I worship you as I shake my shaker. I worship you as I stomp my feet. I worship you as I wave my streamers. I worship you as I lift lift my hands, and I worship you, and I worship you. We're gonna go faster, okay? I worship you as I shake my shaker. I worship you as I stomp my feet. I worship you as I wave my streamers. I worship you as I lift my hands.